total team effort propelled the Rays to victory in Game 3. Today, right-hander Jeff Neiman goes in Game 4 as the red-hot Rays have visions of broomsticks dancing in their heads. The quest for sweep continues right now on Sun Sports. It is an absolutely gorgeous day in the Tampa Bay area. The environs inside Tropicana Field equally beautiful for the Rays, where they've gone 11-1 to start this new season. And this afternoon, they take on the Seattle Mariners in the fourth and final game of the series. They're looking for a sweep. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball. With Brian Anderson, I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Todd Callis along in just a moment. Well, the Rays share the best record in the major leagues. They have absolutely the best home record. They're 11-1 here. They take on the Mariners, and they'll send the big right-hander Jeff Neiman to the mound here this afternoon, trying to get the job done.
It's been an odd year so far for Jeff Neiman. You know, just a 1-3 record, but you look at some of the other numbers and you really have to like him. I mean, he's given up 3 earned runs or less in all 4 of his starts. He almost has a strikeout an inning. He's holding the opposition to a 195 average. You just kind of wait for him to put together that outing that you know that he's capable of. And here's some other numbers that you got to like. Against the Seattle Mariner ball club in the 6 starts, the perfect record, the ERA under 3. Maybe today is the day that Jeff goes out there and becomes that dominant 7-8 inning guy that we know is just waiting to come out.
Yeah, the last time he pitched against this team at the end of July last year, he struck out 11. And he'll draw as his pitching opponent, Kevin Millwood, as we take a look at the Southern Ford Dealers starting pitching pairings. Millwood 37. He is 0-2, making his 5th start. Jeff Neiman 1-3. on the year, making start number 5 for the Rays. Rays and the Mariners. And Todd Callis will take a closer look at one of the new faces. Will Rhymes has just joined the ball club in the lineup last night and back in the lineup today.
Off from school today, it looks like. Tropicana Field, the site of today's action between the Rays and the Mariners. There is Will Rhymes as the Rays look for a 4-game sweep of Seattle before Oakland comes in for a weekend series. Will Rhymes arrived here in the 8th inning of Tuesday night's game and got his first action as a member of the Tampa Bay Rays in last night's game and really fit in right away. Rhymes, part of that bottom of the order that really was successful in the Rays' 5-4 victory. Base hit opposite way to left center field. Ended up with 2 hits on the afternoon. Started the game at third base, his first major league start at third base, but then shifted over to second. And watch him on the turn here with Elliott Johnson. Very smooth on the 4-6-3. Also going out to catch the pop-up. Rhymes with a fine debut as a Ray. He's back in there once again today, and he will start at second base for the Rays. There he is with 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go until the first pitch. We're ready for baseball. It's the Rays and the Mariners. Dwayne Stats and an over-caffeinated Brian Anderson. You won't want to miss it. Coming up next on Sun Sports.
Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. And by AT, the nation's largest 4G network. AT, rethink possible. Today's Rays game presented in high definition, brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Todd Callis working hard in this election year, signing autographs, kissing babies, and taking photos. Photo op.
I mean, look at him.
He's got it down.
Professional politician.
Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at the lineup. Seattle will have Sean Figgins leading off. Dustin Ackley and Ichiro Suzuki. Kyle Seager, on the strength of 2 home runs last night, hits cleanup. John Jasel will do the catching, making his first appearance behind the plate in a starting role for Seattle. Mike Karp, the DH. Justin Smoke hits 7th. Michael Saunders in center field hitting 8th. And Munenori Kawasaki is the shortstop, batting 9th. All facing Jeff Neiman.
Jeff Neiman making his 5th start of the season, just a 1-3 record. But like we said in the open, there's some numbers there to like. He almost to strike out an inning. 3 earned runs or less in all 4 of his starts, but still looking to get out of that 6th inning. Something that he could have accomplished in his last start. There was a defensive miscue that ended his night prematurely, but he's had a lot of success against this Seattle Mariner ball club.
Well, Eric Wedge, skipper of Seattle, has Sean Figgins leading off, and Figgins is the one guy in this lineup who has been a nemesis for Jeff Neiman. He's 7 of 14 lifetime against him. Rest of the lineup not so bad in the matchup department. First pitch is in there, a strike, and that first pitch presented by Pincher Penny. Figgins 198 on the year with a couple of home runs. And that's going to be high. Darrell Cousins, the veteran umpire, the crew chief, calls the balls and strikes. And he will make you throw a strike. One and one. It's upstairs. 2-1 the count. He's not going to widen the strike zone up, down, or to either side. He said to do that would be cheating.
That's just more time we get to spend together, Dwayne.
Yes, it is. And I know that you're broadcasting hungry today. There's a strike, 2-2. Good to play hungry.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I'm ready. Probably a little too ready.
2-2 down to Figgins. That's foul back. It'll be out of play. Rays have taken the first 3 games of this series, 3-2, 3-1, and last night 5-4. The first game went 12 innings, and the Rays won it. Fly ball center field. Desmond Jennings right there for it. One away.
Well, let's take a look at the Rays defense. In the outfield, left to right, Brandon Allen, Desmond Jennings, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Jeff Keppinger, Sean Rodriguez, Will Rhymes, and Carlos Pena. Chris Jimenez behind the plate. This afternoon's Rays defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of the new Sweet Spot Burgers.
There's Jeff Keppinger over at third base. He has spent a fair amount of time at third base. Started a number of games over there, but not in the last couple years. There's a strike to Ackley.
These are the exact circumstances why the Rays love players that are versatile. You saw last night one move with B.J. Upton, and they could just switch. Everybody moves over a spot.
Yeah, 6 positions changed all at once. I mean, you talk about a shift. That really was a shift.
You know, but to be able to have that luxury, to have players that can do that, not many.
Yeah, the only thing that did not change in the 6th inning last night for the Rays, there's the strike, was the battery, the pitcher and catcher. And over at first base, Carlos Pena remained there. Everything else in that 6th inning got shuffled around defensively. Cut the miss, and Ackley is out on strikes. That had some nice bite to it.
Yeah, that was a very hard slider there, it looked like, by Jeff Neiman, and caught Ackley by surprise. It looked like he saw that ball off the plate, which is exactly what he did, unless this was a cutter that Jeff just got around. It might have been a backdoor cutter, and he just had a little excess movement on it regardless. Strike 3.
Now here's Ichiro. And the pitch is a strike. You'll notice when you look up and down this Seattle lineup, lefty, 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 another lefty, and a lefty following him. They're loaded with left-handed hitters. 0-2. And lefties this year have hit over 300 off Neiman.
Well, they definitely want to stay away from the righties. Oops on that.
How about that?
4 for 41. And that home run was the Jose Bautista up in Toronto.
A ball, 2 strikes.
Well, the thing about it, you know, you've got a pitcher, and it's kind of the same thing with Blake Bevan yesterday, but Neiman has a little bit higher arm angle, and being that tall and on that third base side of the rubber, for a right-handed hitter, it feels like he is coming right downhill, right on top of it.
It is outside. Yeah, if you thought Bevan last night was tall at 6'7", Jeff Neiman, the Rays' tallest pitcher, is 6'9".
And he pitches taller.
Yes.
He pitches taller.
There's a liner into right field, and that's going to hang up and be caught by Matt Joyce. 1, 2, 3, go the Mariners. Bottom of the first coming. No score. James Shields worked 6 innings last night. Route to his 5th win. He's 5-0. And the lineup this afternoon for the Rays: Desmond Jennings in center, followed by Carlos Pena and Matt Joyce. Luke Scott hits out of the cleanup spot in front of Brandon Allen. Will Rhymes hits 6. Jeff Keppinger, Chris Jimenez, and Sean Rodriguez.
Now taking the mound this afternoon, right-hander Kevin Millwood. And let's look at the Coventry Healthcare scouting report. Salty vet. This guy, 16 seasons in the big leagues, 163 wins, and can't let go. 4-16 in 2010 with Baltimore. Then he was in the Yankee, Boston Red Sox organizations last year. The Rockies signed him on August the 10th, and since then led the pitching staff out in Colorado in just about every major statistical category. And here he is once again, opening day.
First pitch. Desmond Jennings looks at a strike. Millwood out of North Carolina. And the pitch is high. It's 1-1. 0-2 this year.
He's coming off his best outing up in Toronto. He went 7 innings. Gave up just 1 earned run in that game, but 3 total. Took the loss.
Tap to third. Seager with the pickup and throw. Jennings is out, number 1.
Let's take a look at the Seattle Mariner defense. In the outfield, left to right, Sean Figgins, Michael Saunders, and Ichiro Suzuki. Across the infield, third to first, Kyle Seager, Munenori Kawasaki, Dustin Ackley, and Justin Smoke. John Jaso will be behind the plate. This afternoon's Mariner defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of the new, very tasty Sweet Spot Burgers.
Well, Carlos Pena now hitting .270. Carlos has hit 4 home runs with 13 runs batted in, and up into the number 2 spot against Millwood. And a strike marked out by Darrell Cousins. Now, Millwood had a very good spring for Seattle, coming off that 4-3 record in 9 outings with Colorado. That one is fouled back, 0-2.
Yeah, he was signed by Colorado August 10th. He went 4-3 with a 3.98, tied for the team lead in wins, led the team in innings pitched, led the team in strikeouts, led the team in ERA. That's what you do when you want to get back into the big leagues from day one of the season. And there's the career numbers.
Yeah, he had pitched at the AA and AAA level last year. Carlos Fauzik, a little bit of his foot, so the count is still 2 strikes. He was at AA Trenton for a while, then pitched at Scranton, then Pawtucket, alternately with the Yankee and Red Sox organization. Jaso went to the mound to spend a brief moment with Millwood, with Pena trying to walk that off. And it's kind of interesting, you know, Jaso helping an old teammate out in Pena, who fouled it off his foot. And Millwood, as you point out, a salty vet. So what are you here for?
Yeah, that's exactly what that look said.
Pitch is high. Jaso goes, oh, I thought this was a gentleman's game. And Millwood said, no, it's a salty vet's game.
That's right. This isn't London.
1-2 the count to Carlos.
Do things a little bit differently here in St. Pete.
Yeah. Setting much more sensitive. The 1-2 swung on and popped up on the right side. Ackley makes the catch. So a ground ball and a pop up, 2 up, 2 down. Matt Joyce. Well, Matt in that 3rd spot. A walk last night and the night before, 2 for 4 with a triple and a home run. He takes a pitch too high. Worked the full count in the 3rd inning here on Tuesday. With the fastball out. His 6th home run of the year. 1-1 off speed.
You're going to see a lot of that from Kevin Millwood. You know, he came up in that Atlanta Braves organization where they really valued the fastball down and away. Establish that, make these hitters beat you to the big part of the field, come in for effect, come in for surprise.
Two balls and a strike. This is the 9th outing for Millwood in his career against the Rays. Two one. It's popped up foul, 3rd base side, and slicing out of play. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rays have Oakland in over the weekend. And they hit the road again. And it's a little bit wide. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rays trying to sweep this 4-game series. Not easily done. I don't care who you're playing. And this Seattle club is a better team than it's been in the last couple years when they lost 95 and 101 games. There's a long drive deep down the right side. Will it be fair? It is foul. Well, Joyce got hold of that one. Plenty of home run distance, but it was foul.
Joyce a little bit too quick here. begging right now. And you see it cross in front of the foul pole. Just fouled.
So Matt returns to the batter's box. And lifts the fly ball short center. Higher than it is deep. Saunders makes the catch. 1, 2, 3, go the Rays. We head into the second. No score.
Experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Hancock Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Hancock Bank Club features an upscale menu and inclusive drink options. For tickets and more information, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com.
Kyle Seager's in the number 4 spot in the lineup today. After a couple of home runs last night, he has 3 for the year. Seager's going to lead it off, then Jaso and Karp in the second inning against Jeff Neiman. Ball, no strikes. Eric Wedge has used 4 separate lineups in this series, in this 4-game series. And that's something he finds a way to do almost on a daily basis. He uses a lot of lineups. 2-0. Last year, this Seattle ball club, as it was the year before, struggled to score runs. So Wedge last year in this, looking for a run-producing combination. 2-1. Seager's first home run came in the first inning.
He got that fastball down and in right where the lefties like it, and he gets another one. Same spot, same result. All of a sudden, hey, right in the formal.
3-run homer in the first and a solo in the 6th. And the 2-1. 3 balls and a strike. Well, the Mariners last year were last in the major leagues in runs scored. Same thing the year before. That's a strike, and it's now 3-2. I mean, this team struggled. They, in 2010, averaged 3.2 runs a game. Last year, a little over 3.4 runs. And there's ball 4. Coming into this series, they were averaging right at 4 runs a game. which is still not great, but it's a lot closer to what the average has been. You know, first month, the average in terms of runs scored was down just a little over 4.16, I think. It's the lowest American League batting averages there. Seattle's struggled in that department, as you might expect. Here's John Jaso. Pitch is a strike. Rays came into this series averaging just under 4.7 runs, and when you think that the major league average so far this year has been 4.16, that's the lowest average it's been at this time since 1992. Pitch is a breaking ball down.
What year was that, Dwayne?
1992. Remember, you were just on the verge.
Yeah. I started in 93.
Yeah.
05. Right in the heart of the steroid era, with 88, 89 with no movement.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Huh.
Win a lot of 7-6 games.
Yep. Well, you had to score at least 5 runs to be competitive.
Through the first half of the game back then.
Yeah.
That was our team motto, 5 by the 5th.
And they're starting to recognize the trend down in runs. And some folks a little concerned about that. But what it really has done is return to more of a normal figure, historically speaking, than that period of time that we experienced in the recent past. 2-1 pitch shot toward left center field, and that ball cuts over Allen, sliced back away from him. Seager's going to go to third and stop there, and Jaso is in at second. For a moment it appeared that ball would slice enough and come back to Allen, but he was a little bit too far to his left.
His angle was too shallow, and by the time he sees it, it's a little bit too late, and it gets over his head. You know, he was cutting straight across the outfield. By the time he was able to track that ball and try to make the adjustment with his body, it was too late. It gets over the glove, and the Mariners, something going here in the second inning.
A major threat with nobody out. Jaso's going to get credit for a double. Here's Mike Karp. He fouls the first pitch, a fastball. Karp aggressive with 2 men in scoring position. Had a very good cut at the fastball to foul it away. Two strikes the count. Seager, who walked, is at third. Jaso is on second. Two strikes here to Karp. Ground ball right side. Neiman's going to have to cover with Rhymes coming up with it. Seager will cross the plate, and Seattle takes an early lead as Karp makes contact to get the run home.
Yeah, you're Jeff Neiman. He's going for the strikeout there, and that's all Karp wanted to do, put the ball in play. Gets it by Pena, and the Mariners plate their first run.
So Karp, who's just recently off the DL, picks up his first run batted in of the year. And now it's Justin Smoke. And he shoots one into center on a line, one hop in front of Jennings. Jaso comes home to make it 2-0. Smoke jumped on that first pitch fastball.
Yeah, he didn't waste any time at all. He got a pitch out over the plate that he thought he could handle and put a good swing on it and rifled it right back up the middle. This pitch elevated a little bit and away, but Smoke, those long arms. Shoots it back up into center field, and 2-0 Mariners.
Now it'll be Michael Saunders, the center fielder. Saunders 0 for 4 last night, and had Scott's drive to center pop off his glove and go over the wall for a home run. That turned out to be the difference in the game. 1-0 the count to Saunders. A strike call on the breaking pitch. 1-1. That's a ball, 2 strikes. Walk, a double, base hit.
This little change up there, a little split change by Jeff Neiman.
Ground ball, second base. Rhymes Rodriguez 1, first base 2 on the 4-6-3 double play. So that ends the inning. Seattle comes up with a couple of runs, and they lead 2-0.
On today's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
Now, Luke Scott has hit 6 home runs, including the one that turned out to be the difference maker in the 6th inning of the game last night. He also had a base hit and another run scored. The first pitch from Millwood is upstairs. Luke just 1 out of 10 lifetime against Millwood with 5 strikeouts. Fouls it. 1-1. Here's a look at that home run to center field again, and Saunders went back to the wall on. there, and then it was gone.
How about Lou Scott's night last night? Goes 2 for 4, scores a couple of runs, hits a home run, and both with great assists by the Seattle Mariner defense. He had that infield pop-up that dropped in between first and second.
2-1.
A little lift job by Michael Saunders.
Yeah, that big league pop-up, Ackley appeared ready to catch it, and the ball fell about 5 feet in front of him. Little tap right back to the hill, and Millwood's throw. So that's the first out.
That's what Millwood wants you to do. He wants you to reach on your swings, get you off balance so you're not really sure what side of the plate that he's going to go to, and get you out of way. This is the swing that Kevin Millwood would like to see all day. Reach out there, you see that power gone, just a little tapper.
Here's Brandon Allen. Allen looks at a strike. There's numbers with Oakland and the Rays. Fastball, and he is in the hole, 0-2. Cut and a miss. He went up with him. Picks up the strikeout.
Now that was
Millwood.
Textbook there by Kevin Millwood. Pounds the outside corner the first 2 strikes, and then is going to go up in the zone to see if he can get a chase. And I guarantee you, if that ball was taken by Brandon Allen for the first ball, he had another pitch in mind that he'd come right back to. But in this case, he gets the swing and a miss.
Will Rhymes. Rhymes playing second base. That's a strike. A little more comfortable at second base, but as we've already seen, he's capable of playing third. And a good contact guy. That's a part of his game the Rays really like. It's 1-1. We talked about their versatility, making basically 6 position changes in the 6th inning last night, and all of that is by design from the baseball office and Joe Madden. That versatility helps to give him greater depth and maneuverability. So sometimes what they cannot accomplish by a larger payroll with depth, they match other clubs with versatility in the depth department. And if you get right down to it, they really probably surpass most other teams with their depth because of the versatility. There's Seager diving to his left. The throw pulls smoke off the bag, and Rhymes is aboard. And Seager had to hurry it. Did not make a great throw in that hurry-up mode, so Rhymes is aboard.
And testament to Will Rhymes for hustling up the line. You know, he's smelling a hit right off the bat, and he goes. This is a play a lot of times you see made where Justin Smoak is able to swing that arm and get the tag, but with Rhymes hustling, you see here, not able to get anywhere near him.
Hustle and a duck, and he's in there with a base hit. Now here's Jeff Keppinger. Pitch is too high. So Keppinger at third base in this game. He's made a lot of starts over there, but as we mentioned, the first one since 09. One and one. As we touched on last night in the telecast, Joe Madden, in the absence of Longoria, will have to play even more of a matchup type of baseball, and he does that not only with his bullpen, but he does it with his lineup. And he'll be doing a lot of that in the absence of Longoria.
Be riding a hot hand, trying different matchups, trying to eke out every run from this lineup.
There's a long drive deep to left. Figgins will go to the wall. Gone. Well, there's a pretty good matchup. Keppinger hits a fastball out of here, and this game is tied. Well, Keppinger playing third base and hits the long ball just like Evan Longoria. His second home run of the year, and we're tied 2-2.
Fastball was right down the middle. Nice short stroke. Great contact. Better carry. It's a nice little answer to the Mariners in the top of the second.
With one swing of the bat, the game is all even. Chris Jimenez. One ball and no strikes. Pitch is high, 2-0. Two and oh the count to Jimenez. Keppinger got a hold of one. Just like that, it's a tie game. And a base hit into right field. Jimenez takes it the other way. The Rays swinging the bats here in the second inning.
All right, nice little comeback here by the Rays in the second inning after Kevin Millwood retired the first two hitters of the inning. A base hit, a home run, another base hit. With Sean Rodriguez coming to the plate here, at the very least, you guarantee yourself of flipping that lineup over for the third. And who knows, they may not be done.
There's Sean Rodriguez. Into the dirt. Ball, no strikes. Now the Rays without BJ in the lineup. You saw him greet Keppinger in the dugout. He left early last night with some tightness in his right quad. He says it's all right. He could be available today. And Ben Zobrist's not in the lineup, getting the day off. 1-1 to count to Sean Rodriguez. Ben. Two balls and a strike. Sean Rodriguez hit a fastball out his first time up last night.
Great extension by Sean Rodriguez, and we've seen when he's able to get those arms extended and make solid contact, that ball will carry from gap to gap.
Three and one. Now Sean can generate some bat speed. He's got great core strength.
I remember seeing him shortly after the Rays got him and hit a home run to right center field. Might have even been during spring training. And
Foul ball straight back, and the count goes full.
It's a long way out there, but you're right. He is very strong through the court. He gets that bat started. The ball will jump off of it.
And in many ways, for his size, he plays the game like a big man. He's got the big bat. Takes a big cut. And this one off Kawasaki's glove into left. Heads up running. Jimenez winds up at third. Jimenez had that play in front of him. And when it skipped off Kawasaki's glove, he was full speed ahead onto third.
It looked like Kawasaki overran this ball. You see that ball actually goes between the glove and the leg of Kawasaki. And Jimenez, he's going anyway. You're right, he sees the play and he's going to dial it up. 2 outs running on contact.
So the Rays have a first and third. 4 consecutive hits after the first 2 men had been retired. And a quick little trip to the mound, and the conference breaks up. We'll go back around to the top of the order. Desmond Jennings. Desmond out, third to first, his first time. Jennings shoots it toward right center. Ichiro on the run, can't get there. Jimenez scores. Rodriguez will score. Desmond's going to dig for 3. 3-base hit for Jennings, and the Rays lead 4-2. 5 consecutive hits for the Rays. Jennings goes all the way to third with his second triple of the year, and the Rays are up by 2.
Here's Desmond Jennings jumping on that first pitch. Ball had some elevation to it. He shoots it out into right field, just gets it by Suzuki off the wall. And Desmond's speed, he's going to go to third easily. That obviously clears the bases. The Rays have doubled up the Mariners here in the second. Boy, what a different inning would have been if Kyle Seager's throw would have been on the money.
There's Carlos Pena, breaking ball, and he takes it high. 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, well, it shows you the hustle of Rhymes forced the issue a little bit there, and that kept the inning going, and the Rays have gone on to score 4. Two and 0. Yeah, the more you see of Rhymes, he's sort of the infielder's version of Sam Foltz. He plays full out. And the count is 3-0 to Pena. And that picks up the inside part of the plate. 3-1. Millwood was not going to give Pena a straight fastball. 3-0. Three balls and a strike. And that one inside. So Pena heads to first. He draws the walk. Oh, Willis on the bullpen phone. Stirring down there. Kuma start to loosen. And Matt Joyce, the 9th Rays hitter, to step in. Fastball is upstairs.
This is a perfect example of how quickly an inning can get out of hand. I mean, Kevin Millwood had a very crisp first inning, retires the first 2 in the second inning.
Suddenly it's a 4-run inning and a 30-pitch inning.
And the bullpen is up.
2-0 the count. See Iwakuma, Masashi Iwakuma. Joyce ahead in the count. And that's a strike. Fastball, upper part of the zone. And Joyce lays off another pitch too high.
And that's what you wonder, that pitch count taking its toll on Kevin Millwood. That fastball starting to creep up. You know, that first inning, he was very, very good with that heater down in the zone, around the knees.
Yeah, 33 pitches, and the more pitches he makes in a condensed period of time, the greater the potential for problems. Pitches popped up, however, and Jaso makes the catch. The Rays send 9 men to the plate. The season high 5 hits, including a home run by Jeff Keppinger, and then the triple by Desmond Jennings, and the Rays have built the 4-2 lead.
Tampa Bay Rays all season, a 7-day-a-week subscription to the Tampa Bay Times. Subscribe today and get one of the top 10 sports sections in the country. For an exclusive subscription offer, go to tampabay.com/Rays offer.
Back to the hill with a 2-run lead. Jeff Neiman. 1 strike the count to Kawasaki. Yunonori Kawasaki up here playing shortstop. Hitting 200 right now for Seattle. And he bunts this one, a roller to third. Keppinger tries to barehand it and cannot connect. Bunt single for Kawasaki.
Well, and Keppinger had a nice jump on this bunt. He got in there quick enough. You see him coming in. Going to be a tough play. Not able to get that baseball cleanly.
So it'll be the top of the order, Sean Figgins. Figgins hit a fly ball to center his first time. Again, a move to first.
Kawasaki is getting a pretty good sized lead. Obviously, a guy that's going to try to lay down a bunt for a hit is going to be a threat on the base paths, and it's one of the ways that teams try to take advantage of facing a pitcher like Jeff Neiman is in the running game, stolen bases.
And that's a strike. Runs, 5 hits for the Rays, 2 runs, 3 hits now for Seattle. The pitch is high, takes it to 1-1. Figgins, 7 of 15 lifetime against Neiman. Kawasaki back in at first. 2-run game, all the scoring done in that second inning. Out to be a 34-pitch inning for Millwood in the second. And the Rays sent 9 men to the plate. Two balls and a strike. Kawasaki over in Japan was a base stealing threat. He was consistently in double figures, and pretty much the last few years over 30 steals a year. There he goes. Got a good jump. The pitch is popped into center. Jennings is there to make the catch, and Kawasaki heads back to first. He had a very good jump as the ball was lifted into center for the first out. Here's Dustin Ackley. Looks at one low. Ball and no strikes. Down and in. Curveball. So it's 2-0. Jeff Neiman coming off Saturday's start against the Rangers in Texas. He gave up 3 runs, 2 earned in 5 2/3. Texas went on to win that game 7-2. Cut to miss. 2-1.
Well, Dustin Ackley took a big hack at that pitch that was out over the plate and just cleared the front hip way too soon. He's looking to yank right here. See him drifting and then everything gone. He's trying to shoot that ball out of here to right.
Foul ball back. It evens the count. 2-2. Kawasaki on that last pitch had started and stopped off first. It's a 2-2 count now to Ackley. Rays infield hoping to get a chance to turn a double play, and a little tap down to Pena. Out at second, back to first where Neiman's covering, not in time. They erase Kawasaki. It's Pena to Rodriguez. 2 gone, and Ackley reaches on a fielder's choice.
Well, a couple of things with that play. It's going to be tough for the Rays to turn. Ackley being a left-handed hitter, he can run a little bit. He's closer to first base. This ball gets chopped, and then Carlos Pena's got a long throw. You got 2 long throws here. Nice job by Sean Rodriguez to dig that out. Not nearly enough time.
And a little surprised that Kawasaki was still at first.
Especially after that jump he got, that fly ball by Figgins to center field. I mean, they're waiting on it.
Ichiro chops one foul. That's a strike.
One thing that Jeff Neiman does do is when base runners, especially base runners that can run, get on base, he really becomes deliberate, slows the game down, almost like he's trying to lull these guys to sleep.
This one is down. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, if he can, it's kind of the same thing with the base runner as it is with a hitter. You know, if you can, you almost freeze a guy at the plate and on base.
Well, yeah, these guys are antsy. They want to run, so they get out there. They want to get set. You take your time. You hold the ball. You let them sink into their heels a little bit.
Now it's 2-1 to Ichiro.
You know, Jeff Neiman does not have the same pickoff move, as James Shields. So what he needs to do, obviously mix in the slide step a little bit. He's got a deliberate delivery. That's just who he is. But you can vary your hold times. Hold it for a while, step off, slow the rhythm of the game down. That's what you're seeing him do right here.
And that's a legitimate weapon that he can employ. Because if he doesn't do that, the opposition will take advantage. Runner goes. The pitch is down, and the throw, pretty good throw, but it's a steal for Ackley. It's just going to take some time for Neiman to get rid of the baseball.
See right there, Ackley, first movement, and he gets in quite easily. Yeah, that's going to be something that that Jeff Neiman's going to have to continue to work on, because that's what teams are going to do. We've seen it, throughout the couple of years that he's been here. Teams try to steal bags.
3-1 to count to Ichiro. And a little tap to the left side for Sean Rodriguez makes the throw on the move to get Ichiro and retire the side. No runs, a base hit. The man left, bottom of the third, 4-2 Rays.
might have noticed the standings today. They're a little bit crazy in that the Red Sox were in last and the Yankees were in fourth. You guys mentioned 1992 earlier. That's the last time that the Yankees and Red Sox occupied the bottom two spots in the standings since September of 92. That's if you include only games after May 1, of course. You can't really go early in the season. So after May 1, last time Yankees and Red Sox were the bottom two spots in the standings 20 years ago. And we've got Jeff Antonella here. We've got Brock. We got Wayne. Gotta like these T-shirts. What do they say?
Brock, take it over. I don't often hate, but when I do, I prefer to hate the Yankees and the Red Sox.
There you go, guys. That's kind of the sentiment out here in section 143. Stay victorious, my friends, on the back. Jeff, by the way, is the goalkeeper for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Went to Countryside High School. When's your next game? Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday we play San Antonio. And then next Saturday we play at home, so everyone should come check that out.
There you go. The Tampa Bay Rowdies goalie, some buddies, and be careful of Cinco de Mayo in San Antonio, especially the Riverwalk. Make sure it's a post-game celebration. All right, guys, back to you.
Yeah, we would prefer the tableside guacamole and maybe just a little something to wash it down with right there on the Riverwalk. And good-looking artwork on the shirts, by the way. There's a base hit by Luke Scott on a 1-1 pitch. The Rays put together 5 hits in the second. They have a base hit here to open the home half of the third.
They'll continue to apply pressure. Kevin Millwood. You know, Seattle does not want to leave Tropicana Field having been swept, so they're going to give you everything they can on their end. It's up to the Rays to answer and add on.
Brandon Allen, who struck out his first time. Millwood elevated the fastball to him and got him to chase it. And the pitch is outside. Scott's at first with nobody out. It's a strike call, 1-1. Rays sent 9 men to the plate in the second inning, scored 4. The pitch is low and in. A little bite to it, but out of the strike zone. Doing 2.
Something we haven't seen a whole lot from Millwood is that changeup. That was a good one there. Down in the count. Gets it back even.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And he gets him on strikes. He came right back with it again. So he's worked Allen a couple different ways. Back-to-back changeups there. It's the first out as we take a look at our Toyota Trend. Best home record in Major League Baseball belongs to the Rays at 11-1. The Dodgers are 10-2. Washington 9-3. St. Louis and Baltimore 8-3 and 8-4 respectively. That's our Toyota Trend. Win at home, and that's what the Rays have been doing. They've won 8 straight at home and stand 11-1 at the Trop. Here's Will Rhymes. Rhymes lifts one back to center field. Saunders on the move is there and makes the catch. Back to first goes Luke Scott.
And back to the dugout to do 20 push-ups is Will Rhymes.
Yeah, the outfield looms pretty big for those fly balls off the bat of Rhymes. Here's Jeff Keppinger. Keppinger hit a fly ball out of here in the second inning, his second home run of the season. Keppinger hit one in the opening series against the Yankees when he connected off left-hander Boone Logan. This one off the veteran right-hander Kevin Millwood. A ball, no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. Some afternoon action in the National League, and the Phillies have beaten the Braves already 4-0. 3 balls and no strikes. Hey, what happened to his beach gear?
Oh, it's waiting.
There's a strike call to Keppinger now, 3-1. Well, Joel Peralta turned in another great job last night. And there's the beach gear. Joe Madden said, you're not pitching today. You should go to the beach. Well, he came prepared. And there is ball 4. Keppinger walks, and that moves Scott up to second base. He's got the beach ball. Currently a Donald fan.
And a Gator fan.
Yeah. Ready to go. Two men on with 2 men out in the bottom of the third. Peralta filling in for Fernando Rodney, who had been in 3 consecutive games last night. And Peralta got the final 5 outs of the game to post his first save of the year. Chris Jimenez, and the breaking ball is in there. A little low. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one. Fastball squares the count. Joe Blanton threw a 3-hitter. Record even now on the year at 3-3. 2:02 the time of that game. Phillies and the Braves. A 4-0 3-hitter for Joe Blanton. Pitch wide. It's 2-1. Atlanta scored, what, 15 last night? They won that game 15-13 last night and are shut out on 3 hits today.
Used them all up.
Strike, and the count is 2-2. Yes, they did.
Used to not like that. Your offense would go out and you'd be pitching that day game the next day and they'd pop up 10-12 runs.
Come on, guys.
Hopefully you saved a few, buddy.
Pitch taken low. He took something off the curveball there.
Trying to get Jimenez to fish after that pitch, keeping it below the zone. Get him antsy, get him swinging. Nice job of holding up here. Full count now. Runners on first and second. They will be in motion. You can shoot one into the gap. You will clear the bases.
Keppinger off first and Scott off second base. Keppinger had a base hit. He lined a single into right his first time. And he lifts it into center field. Saunders makes the catch, and the Rays leave 2. They do not score, and they lead 4-2 through 3. Of this game, our AT trivia question. For that, we go to the West Coast. Last night, Jared Weaver throwing the 250th no-hitter in regular season history. Two franchises have never had a no-hitter thrown, and they would be what? That's our trivia question. Kyle Seager is going to lead it off here in the fourth. Seager, Jaso, and Karp. The first pitch is a strike. Angels beat the Twins 9-0 in that no-hitter. Almost hit Seager coming in.
Nothing wrong with that.
Here it is.
0-2. Okay.
A couple of home runs last night. A walk his first time up. Fouls a fastball. It was in. Still a 1-2 count. I think that no-hitter, could this be true? That for the Angels, their first no-hitter at home since Nolan Ryan. I think Nolan, there's a swing and a miss popping away from Jimenez. I think Ryan threw his fourth no-hitter in 75. That might have been the last no-hitter for the Angels thrown at home. We'll check on that. Is that right?
I'm not even convinced there was a no-hitter thrown last night.
Yeah. If there's a no-hitter thrown on the West Coast and it's late at night, kind of like the tree falling in the forest and no one is there to hear it.
That's right.
Want to know the count to Jaso. Yeah, Santana no-hit the Indians, but that was on the road. Jared Weaver's no-hitter last night in front of the home crowd in Anaheim. Strike call to Jaso. It's 1-1. Curveball and a nice one.
That
Strike
was
two.
Right to the bottom of the zone there. Boy, if Jeff Neiman can move that fastball up and down to go along with the split and that curveball, he can get to be really tough on a lineup, especially a left-handed hitting lineup. That curveball will be big today.
Chopper toward the middle by the mound, and Rodriguez makes the throw to first, and Carlos kept his foot on the bag just a nanosecond, but long enough to record the out.
Now Carlos doing everything he can. He's got to stretch for that ball. Try to keep the foot attached to the bag. The scoop, that glove sliding up. There you go. Catch that front corner.
Good call by Alan Porter.
Call, yeah. Had a good look at it.
2 outs. Mike Karp. The pitch is a strike. Karp drove in the first run of the game with a ground ball out. Popper short left. Allen coming in. It's going to fall in front of him and takes a little pop away from him. He was a little unsure on that one, and Karp has himself a base hit. So Karp is aboard. Here's Justin Smoke. Smoke drove in a run for the line single into center field his last time up. Takes a curveball this time. Jumped on a first pitch fastball and drove in a run in the second. And a curveball, but out of the strike zone for the first pitch here in the fourth. And it appears that Darrell Cousins may have taken a little bit of a shot there. Jimenez goes out to spend some time with Neiman, and Ron Porterfield talks it over with the veteran plate umpire.
Let's take a look and see what we find. That might have been Jimenez catching Darrell Cousins. Yeah, and you see that arm, that right arm go back, like saying my bad, as he shifts his weight over. Check out the right leg of Cousins. Incidental contact.
Yeah, so Jimenez will try to repair his relationship with the plate umpire Darrell Cousins now.
Jeff Neiman, a very interested party in that relationship.
Yeah, really. All right, that's good. A little pat on the shoulder. Glad you're okay. Yeah, really concerned for a while.
He didn't mouth, nope, don't touch. It's a start.
Pitch is inside. 2-0. And Jeff, by the way, said he was concerned about you when I was out there on the mound talking with him. Get well card in the mail already. Two and all to count to Justin Smoke. Upstairs. So Neiman is behind 3-0 in the count. Saunders would be next. It's a two-run game. There's a strike. 3-1. Hunter takes off, and there is ball 4. So Karp moves into second on the walk to Smoke. Neiman issuing his second walk of the game. So this little flare up with 2 outs, a base hit by Karp, and the walk to Smoke gets Saunders up there. Saunders grounding into the double play, started by Rhymes in the second. And there's a strike. Seager struck out. Jaso grounded out. Then Karp got the ball in front of Allen and left. Smoke walked. Big cut and a miss. 2 strikes. Jeff facing one left-handed hitter after another one. The 0-2. Cold ball once again, or a little bend in it, maybe a slider. It's a 1-2 count. That up and away evens it, 2-2. Two on, two out, 2-2 the count. And a swing and a miss. Saunders out on strikes to retire the side. Bottom of the fourth coming, 4-2 Rays. Ahead in the bottom of the fourth inning. Let's get the answer to our AT&T trivia question. Jared Weaver throwing the 250th no-hitter in regular season history. Two franchises without a no-hitter, and they would be the New York Mets and the San Diego Padres. That's the answer to our trivia question. Sean Rodriguez leads it off, and the pitch is a strike. By the way, Rick did some research here. Rick Odioso, who is at the top of the list when it comes to not only statistical work but all of the other info that all we have to do is ask. And we asked him, wasn't it Nolan Ryan who threw the last no-hitter at home for the Angels? And he confirms that. In fact, he gives us the date, June 1st of '75 against Baltimore. The Angels have 9 no-hitters in their history. Swing and a miss. Sean Rodriguez out on strikes. Let's check in with Todd Callis right now. Todd?
We got a lot of kids here, middle school, high school, that aren't at school today, but they're still learning. We've got 5A from Hudson. We've got McLean Middle. We've got Chamberlain. We've got Webb Middle. We've got Ben Hill Middle. All the way up this section, guys, part of a program where it's career day. So it counts as a school day, plus they get to go to the ballpark. They listen to community relations and marketing people before and after the game, and they watch some baseball. They got new Rays caps, too. Everybody wave. Back to you, Dwayne.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. That's a great crowd out there. Todd Callis in among them. And I think it's a great program. I mean, you learn something every time you come to the ballpark. Strike on the outside corner. 1-1.
You got to love getting credit.
Yeah.
For coming to a big league game.
That's right.
Come on.
Nothing wrong with that. Swing and a miss. Fastball by Jennings. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball headed to short. Kawasaki up and out with the throw. 2 outs.
Hitting the road, take the Rays with you this offseason or this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Rays out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit RaysBaseball.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, it's baseball everywhere.
Back here at Tropicana Field at the Institution of Higher Learning. And the pitch to Carlos Pena is a strike around the knees. Carlos walked in the 2nd inning. Rays scored all 4 of their runs when they sent 9 men to the plate and pushed Millwood to a 34 pitch inning. There's a line drive caught by Ackley, and it's 1-2-3 in the 4th. On to the 5th. 4-2. Look at them out there studying each and every one. Time for the Just for Men Auto Stop foolproof stat. Let's check out Joel Peralta. What he's done in his last 10 outings. Only 4 base runners, leading to no earned runs in 9 2/3 with 11 strikeouts. The opposition hitting .094. And just as the Rays can count on Joel Peralta, you can count on Just for Men Auto Stop for foolproof results. Shortstop Kawasaki leads it off. The pitch is inside. 1-0. Keppinger in close at 3rd. Kawasaki bunted his way on his first time. That's a strike. The count is 1-1. Fly ball center field this time, and right there is Desmond Jennings. So 1 up, 1 down. Let's check in with Laura McKeeman. Laura?
Thank you, Dwayne. And one of the many advantages following us on Twitter at Sunsports Rays is seeing great pictures. Earlier today, we tweeted out a picture of Joel Peralta in his beach getup because Joe told him he had a day off. He took it very seriously, came in with his beach ball and all kinds of great outfits, as you see there. I mean, look at that. He's also wearing a Gator shirt. I guess he's a Florida fan, but he said his agent bought all that for him. So make sure you're following us on Twitter for that. Furthermore, we've got some students tweeting in saying that now that they are finished with their finals, they can watch the Rays again. BA, I don't know that you would have made that same decision. Dwayne, I think you probably would have gone through with your finals and then watched baseball again.
Yeah, you got to pay attention to the finals. Get those behind you, and then you can kick back, put your feet up, relax, and watch baseball.
Finish strong.
Yeah.
Push to the finish line.
Yep. We could have recorded all the games during finals and then caught up on our baseball viewing. That would have been one strategy.
Now you would just DVR.
Yeah.
Or just, show up.
Yeah.
Study here at the ballpark.
Yeah.
Between innings. That's what I do.
2-0, and it's really working out well.
Yeah.
It's really good advice. One out, base is empty. And Darryl Cousins is insisting that the count is 1-1. Now it's a ball and 2 strikes. Neiman gave up a couple runs in the second inning. And a little high with that pitch. Here he is, 1 out into the 5th. His pitch count in the upper 70s. Well, if he could have a nice quick inning here, keep that pitch count down. A little broken bat pop up will be handled by Rhymes. That's the second out. 2 up, 2 down.
Just continue to attack these hitters, and you're right. After running that pitch count up early, sitting just under 80 here in the 5th inning.
It's not bad.
No, it's not at all. And you could get Jeff into the 7th. And some work to do before that, and it's certainly possible.
Ackley takes the pitch down. Another one downstairs, 2-0. Cubs lead the Reds 3-0 at the end of 7 in Cincinnati. Cardinals have an early lead after 2.5 at home against Pittsburgh. It's 2-0. And another souvenir. That's in there. A curveball to Ackley. 2-2. Hopper, that's headed for the stands. It will be out of play. And a nice grab. There's some good defense in the stands. So the count is full, 3-2. 3 strikeouts for Neiman. He's walked a couple, put up 2 runs, 4 hits. Ichiro on deck. And a line drive. That's going to be a base hit back into the corner. Joyce will play the carom. On his way to second is Ackley with a double. So 3-2 fastball. And Ackley picks up his 7th double this season.
No, Ackley was trying to pull this entire at bat, and Neiman, right idea here. You don't want to walk him, but that pitch leaks back out across the plate right into the swing of Ackley, and he just lines that ball down into the corner. A 2-out double.
Here's Ichiro. He takes a strike. One to count. Jimenez blocking the pitch. Jeff Niemann pitching here in the 5th. The deepest he's gone into a game this year in terms of innings is 5 2/3. It was his last outing against Texas when he left the game down 3-1 after 100 pitches. Made 102 pitches in 5 innings on the road in Detroit in his first start of the year. Ground ball fair by the bag and up the right field side. Ackley's going to score. Ichiro's on his way to second with a double. And suddenly it's a 1-run ball game. Back-to-back doubles by Ackley and Ichiro Suzuki.
Well, Suzuki, we've seen him. He loves to get out of that box. He takes his ball right with him. Again, ball stays middle of the plate. And Ichiro, watch him bailing out of there. Just take it right down the line.
There's Kyle Seager. Each team with 6 hits. Seager walked and scored. That came back in the 2nd inning. Struck out in the 4th. But 2 home runs last night off James Shields. Even left that pitch up and away. Well, he got the first 2 outs. And now back-to-back 2 base hits. High ball, center field. Jennings is there to make the catch. So the top half of the 5th complete. A run scores for Seattle. Matt Joyce is going to lead off the home half of the inning. 4-3 Tampa Bay. Afternoon. We go to the bottom half of the 5th. Rays trailed 2-0, then led 4-2. It's now 4-3. Matt Joyce looks for his first hit of the day, hitting .286 on the season. Kevin Millwood, veteran right-hander, still out there. And tries an off-speed breaking pitch. It's too high. Millwood, you really had the feeling back in the second inning was close to maybe leaving this game. But the Rays scored 4, and that was it. Ground ball headed towards short. Kawasaki up with it. The throw to first in time. One away in the bottom of the 5th.
The Mosaic Company and the Rays are working together to end hunger through home runs for food. With each Rays home run, Mosaic donates $500 to Feeding America Tampa Bay. So far, $16,000 has been donated.
Well, those two right there, Keppinger and just to his right, screen left, Desmond Jennings accounting for the Rays runs. Keppinger with a 2-run home run and Jennings with a 2-run triple. They've been the offense so far, and here's Luke Scott. Pitch is a strike. Luke singled in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. The Rays trying to add on now. Upstairs, 1-1. Aside from that 4-run, 5-hit second inning, Millwood has given up just a hit to Scott and a walk to Keppinger. That's it. Fly ball headed toward right center. Ichiro on the run, gets over there, reaching up to haul it in. Scott made a bid for an extra base hit, but Ichiro tracked it down.
Yeah, Ichiro got a good jump on that ball and took a nice angle. You see he's not even in the picture yet, but watch him get on the horse, tracking that down, makes a nice running catch.
So with the bases empty, Brandon Allen. Allen twice has struck out against Millwood. He chased a fastball up in the second inning. Back-to-back changeups got him in the 3rd. 1 strike the count here in the 5th inning. One. Rays 11-1 at home this year. They've won 8 straight here at the Trop. Inside. 2-1 now. One swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. A little tap to the right side, and Ackley comes up with this one. It's a 1-2-3 fifth for Millwood. Through 5, Rays lead 4-3. check in with Todd and Laura. They're together.
Well, it's about time.
I'm not going to be on this catwalk very long because Laura's the model.
There's not enough room for both of us.
And I'm going to leave because look at this shirt, guys. Welcome back, Harlow's shirt this Friday. Laura's the awesome model. No one wants to watch me anyhow. Rays host the A's, Laura, on Friday.
Yes.
Presented by Captain Morgan, and it's part of Friday Fest. That's the shirt.
You get this shirt. And ladies, this is a great shirt. It says Los, as you can see. We've got the navy blue, the pink, some light blue. Very stylish. It doesn't match my red skirt, but it would look great with jeans, I think. Todd told me it didn't match.
No, I love it. I love it. Visit RaysBaseball.com right now. First 10,000 ladies tomorrow get that shirt, guys.
Well, Todd is, after all, our fashion coordinator.
Yes, he is.
Has been for years. And that is a great look, by the way.
It is. A nice T-shirt.
That's a great T-shirt. The ladies are going to love that. And, hey, it matches. Yeah, anything she wears, it matches.
I'm going to go
shirt.
with Todd. It doesn't match that particular skirt. But you're right. The jeans, yeah. Doesn't look bad.
Oh, my. That's a strike to John Jaso. The count is 2-1.
I would like to have seen them in that shot a little longer together.
Yeah, what happened to Todd?
I know. He ran right out.
Yep. That's a strike. The count is 2-2. Still 2-2 to Jaso. Fouls it off. Shot back into center field. Jennings will have to go back. Still on the track. Going to be off the wall. Ball caroms right back to him, and Jaso has his second double of the game. That went off the center field wall.
Well, Jaso got an off-speed pitch out over the plate. You see, it's a spike curveball, and it stayed up just enough that John Jaso was able to get full extension. And we've seen John Jaso can power some baseballs, and all the way to center field over Jennings' head. It's a pretty big shot. The Mariners are in business here in the top of the sixth, down by just a run.
It's 96 pitches now for Neiman. And here's Mike Karp. Strike one. You know, with 2 outs in the 5th inning, he was in a position to have a pretty quick inning with a limited pitch count, but then Ackley worked the full count, doubled, Ichiro doubled, and they had to get Seager for the final out. Now Jaso has doubled to open the 6th.
He was less than 80 at that point.
And Karp takes one wide. 1-1.
Well, you know what? You got to make some pitches here. Mariners looking to cash in, try to at least tie this game up. Need some poor contact or a strikeout.
Hopper back at third. Keppinger hustling and cannot get there. Keppinger getting down there around the bullpen plate area. He's trying to make it over the shoulder catch.
Yeah, not easy. And it's that angle. We've seen a lot of guys struggle with that angle going down the third base line, and just a little bit of short arm there by Keppinger.
The bullpen, the Mariners bullpen, appeared to be mesmerized by that effort. 1-2 now, the count. Swing and a miss. He's out of there on a fastball. Take a look at Keppinger trying to catch that foul ball.
Very interested group.
Yeah, isn't it?
Hey, game started.
Look like us in a classroom.
Yeah.
Here's Justin Smoke.
St. Pete has a lot to offer.
Pitch is a strike. Smoke singled in a run in the second. He walked in the fourth. Yes, it does. Jaso off second base. Back and forth. Pitch is a strike. Jaso at second. One out. 0-2 the count to Smoke. The breaking pitch is low and in. It's Jake McGee, the hard-throwing left-hander, up in the bullpen. This has been a lefty lineup for Seattle, top to bottom, facing Neiman. The turn, nothing doing. Mariners have out hit the Rays 7-6. They've had 4 doubles, and 3 of those have come in the last couple of innings. One-two pitch. High. 2-2. Neiman, 105 pitches right now. That's his season's high. Two. Smoke fouls this one back. Saunders on deck. And a big cut to miss. Smoke out on strikes.
Well, after the leadoff double, Jeff Neiman looking for bad contact or strikeouts, and he's racked up 2 in a row. A nice pitch there, breaking that all the way across the plate, right into the dirt.
So Michael Saunders is due up. Jimenez heads to the mound. Jake McGee continues to loosen in the bullpen up the right field line. Comes Joe Madden. So they took a little extra time to give McGee a couple extra tosses down there in the bullpen. And this call to the bullpen is brought to you by Metro PCS, wireless for all. Through 5 2/3, allowing 7 hits, 3 runs. He's responsible for a runner at second right now. 5 strikeouts and 2 walks. And he gives way to Jake McGee. Interesting here, Jake against lefties, 385 and righties 111. And Michael Saunders, who's coming up, look what he's done against lefties versus righties in this sample.
Let's see what happens next.
Well, the Rays' tallest pitcher is out of the game.
We've got the
Favor of
reverse splits going.
Yep.
Fastball hitting Michael Saunders and the fastball throwing Jake McGee. So it's rock and roll, baby.
It's almost as if the world's or the Earth's rotation has suddenly changed, and the first pitch skips by Jimenez. So Jaso goes to third, made a turn there, but put on the brakes. And now, on a wild pitch, that runner goes to third. Jeff Datz talks it over with John Jaso there at third base. The 1-0 pitch and a foul ball back. 1-1. 2 outs, a man at third. There's a strike. Fastball, 96.
When you can put it in that spot, that's going to make it difficult for anybody to touch, righties or lefties. That ball boring away from Saunders right to the outside corner with plenty of velocity on it. Need one more.
And that's pretty close right there. A fastball. The count goes to 2-2.
Well, Jake McGee still had that count in his favor. It was 1-2. He wants to go back with that fastball away, and he takes another shot out there, tries to move it a little bit further, see if Saunders will chase it. Gonna make a pitch here.
And it's fouled back. Hard stuff again. Holds the count at 2-2. Strike 3 call. Saunders caught looking at a fastball, 96. Bottom of the 6th coming, 4-3 Rays. brought to you by Checkers. Feast on. And by your local Southern Ford dealers. On to the bottom half of inning 6. It's still a one-run game, and Will Rhymes is in there for the Rays, shortening on the bat and taking a breaking pitch. Slow curveball in for a strike.
Kevin Millwood has really settled into a nice rhythm outside of that about 5 or 6 hitter span in the second inning.
Yeah, and I think back to that situation because he was very close to being out of this game.
And the bullpen fired up. Boy, he has calmed things down, kept his team in the game, and now just a one-run game.
Steve Delabar throwing in the bullpen right now. Up the right side, that's going to be a foul ball. Count is 1-2. Well, Rays would like to add a couple runs here. They led 4-2. That lead is down to a run. Rhymes, Keppinger, and Jimenez due up. Rhymes singled and scored back in the second inning. Up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another foul ball out of play.
Well, anything to keep this at bat alive. That's Will Rhymes. That's one of his calling cards, is putting the bat on the baseball. Doesn't take a ton of strikeouts. Gives himself a chance, prolongs at bats.
Smoke. The first baseman has it. It's one away. It's 8 in a row retired by Millwood. He retired 10 of his last 11, and that only base runner was the walk drawn by Keppinger in the third. That's how he is settled in, Millwood. Keppinger homered in the second and walked in the third. And lines a base hit into left. 1 out single.
Well, the Tampa Bay Times, formerly the St. Petersburg Times, changed its name to better reflect the region it serves. To subscribe to the Tampa Bay Times, call 877 The Times or visit tampabay.com/subscribe.
Elliott Johnson's going to be the pinch runner at first. So Keppinger is lifted. He's put a little added speed.
Attention, ladies. Pinch running for Keppinger, number 9, Elliott Johnson.
96 pitches for Millwood as Chris Jimenez steps in. Cut and a miss, strike 1. Well, the Rays off to an 11-1 start at home. The 09 Dodgers got off to a 12-0 start. Takes off, swing and a miss. The throw not going to be in time. The Rays steal their way into scoring position. So Johnson, the runner, steals second base.
Well, Elliott gets a nice jump there, and the throw by Jace a little bit high. And he's able to slide the outside part of the bag. You see, you make an active reach with the tag, gets low, and gets in.
So let's see if the Rays can take advantage of that. There was a time when you could almost run at will against Millwood. That has changed in the last few years, but there were times when the opposition just ran wild.
Back in 2003, they went plus 40 on him. 41 steals. There's some 30s in there, but you're right. He's done a much better job as he's gotten older. Learned a few tricks, changed the tempo, the timing.
And a swing and a miss. So he stayed with that slider and strikes out Jimenez.
Good sweeping action here by Millwood. Watch that ball just right off the plate and gets Jimenez to follow it out there.
Well, here's Sean Rodriguez. Sean's 1 out of 2. He lays off the opening slider. 1-0. Another take on that pitch that's off the plate. Well, after watching Millwood work to Jimenez, Rodriguez has taken the first 2 sliders here out of the strike zone. He's ahead in the count. And this one is lifted into center field. Saunders makes the catch, and the Rays leave a man through 6, 4-3 Tampa Bay. Well, John Jaso doubled, and then Mike Karp got a run home on a ground ball, scoring Seager. That came in the second. Smoke drove in one with a base hit to center. That scored Jaso. Bottom of the second, Rays came back. Jeff Kempinger's 2-run home run tied it. And then a triple by Desmond Jennings drove in 2 more to give the Rays a 4-2 lead. Ichiro's 5th inning double scored Dustin Ackley to make it 4-3. That's where we are right now through 6 innings. Rays hold a 4-3 lead with the hits even at 7 apiece. Elliott Johnson now in at short. Sean Rodriguez moves over to play third base, and Ben Zobrist is in right field. And that's Matt Joyce moving over to play left. Kawasaki, the shortstop, leads it off, and Jake McGee's first pitch is a strike. The Rays making some defensive shifts here in the 7th inning. Into the screen, foul. Yunenori Kawasaki with an 0-2 count. The pitch is down. Kawasaki held up. Jim Wolf down there. Just a bit in. Very close.
Yeah, good idea there by Jake McGee, and this looked like a really good pitch. Good view of it right here.
Oh, yes. So the count is 2-2. Tap right side. That's Rhymes making the toss. Kawasaki's out of there. Second to first. One out.
We'll celebrate Cinco de Mayo at the ballpark when the Rays host the A's this Saturday. Enjoy $5 margaritas and specials on Dos Equis. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com. Or once again, you just give a quick call to Todd Callis. He'll hook you up.
Yes, he will.
Look what he got Peralta. All decked out, ready for the beach.
And yes, he did. Sean Figgins now. Pitch just misses. It's 1-0. Figgins 0 for 3. Popped out his last time. Two balls, no strikes.
Look at him.
Todd, a little preview of Cinco de Mayo.
Lampshade Callis. That new haircut, too.
It's all coming together. Two balls and a strike. Three and one. Full count. Swing and a miss. Overpowered by the fastball. Second strikeout for McGee. Two gone in the 7th.
Well, Jake McGee's got the good fastballs. He saw the swing before from Sean Figgins. The swing for strike 2 looked to be a little bit slow, and so, hey, just try to overpower him with another mid-90s fastball, and that's exactly what he did.
Now Ackley pops it up. Johnson in from short. 1, 2, 3. Go the Mariners. 7th inning stretch time. Rays lead 4-3.
where the Rays lead the Mariners 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th. We want to make sure you log on to Game Connect. It's on FoxSportsFlorida.com. You can get your stats and scores, and you can tweet with us at SunSportsRays. Now, one of the Rays decided to get on Twitter and give a little love to Justin Bieber. That's our own Evan Longoria, who said he really thinks that Justin Bieber's new song, Boyfriend, sounds a little bit similar to Justin Timberlake. Now, I actually asked Longoria about this, gave him a chance to reassert his manhood. He said he was really referring to the instrumentals of the song. So, B.A., Dwayne, are you both experiencing any Bieber fever up there in the booth?
I'm experiencing a fever. I don't know if it has anything to do with Bieber, but I'm definitely flushed.
Yeah, and it's from hunger.
Right.
Yeah.
Too much caffeine. That's it. Thanks, Dwayne.
Yeah, no problem. Just
good partner.
2 strikes to count here. Jennings leads it off. He lifts the fly ball toward left center field. Figgins on the move. Makes a diving and rolling catch and hangs onto the baseball to deny Jennings an extra base hit. Jennings had already tripled in the 2nd. And Figgins got over there to make that grab.
Oh, what a play here by Sean Figgins. His ball driven. You see Jennings goes down and gets it, but Figgins on his horse, running hard the entire way, and then has to reach. Look at him. Eye on the ball. Boy, oh boy, you can't do it any better.
And with that, the Mariners are going to make a pitching change. Call to the bullpen, brought to you by Metro PCS, wireless for all. Lucas Letke is the new pitcher. Gone to face Carlos Pena, and then Matt Joyce due to follow him.
You see the numbers. Carlos Pena against lefties, a couple of home runs, a .281 average. We've basically seen that from Carlos since opening day. He's done a nice job of staying in on lefties, staying in on righties. Give himself a chance.
Carlos 0 for 2. Walked in the 2nd inning. Takes the pitch for a strike.
You can see how Litke, very good numbers against the lefties. He has that little bit of crossfire with the fastballs. Will sweep the breaking ball.
The pitch is outside. He checked in time. 1-1 now. 2-1. Bill Wood made 105 pitches. 6 1/3. Gave up 4 runs, 7 hits. He struck out 4 and walked 2. Gave up the home run. Veteran right-hander out of the game. 1 out, bases empty, bottom of the 7th. Balls, 2 strikes.
Here's that breaking ball. How far that travels. So tough for the left-hander to lay off of. Carlos did a good job with a couple of them.
Here's the 2-2. Pena with a little piece of it foul.
And he came back with the fastball there, and I think Carlos was expecting the breaking ball. That was a little emergency hack just to try to foul that pitch off.
A swing and a miss, that big breaking ball. So Pena's out on strikes.
Now Litke didn't get him with the location here as much as the change of speed. This one kind of hangs up and out over the plate, but you see Carlos is out in front of it. Really pulled the string on that breaking ball. Never seemed to get there.
Well, let's see what Matt Joyce can do against the left-hander. Swings through the first pitch. Strike 1. Ball, 1 strike. He checked that time. It's 1-2. Braden Hopp busy in the Rays bullpen. Litke's a Rule 5 pick, so the Mariners had to keep him or offer him back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Out of the Milwaukee organization, so they've kept him on their staff and into the big league season. Ball 3 is outside, so the count is full. And he draws the walk. So 2-out pass. So we get Luke Scott up there. Litke was in the game here Tuesday night. He came on to face Scott, went 3-1 to him and walked him. Luke's 1 for 3 in this game. Takes a pitch down, breaking stuff. Braves did have a run of left-handed hitters, but with the defensive changes, Ben Zobrist has gone into the spot originally occupied by Allen. There's a liner, but it's going to be foul and down beyond the bullpen. It's 1-1, the count to Scott. Runner goes, the pitch is high, and the throw high into center field. Joyce has a stolen base. Jaso's throw is over everybody down there, and Matt Joyce picks up his first stolen base of the year.
The Rays looking to extend their lead, trying to get aggressive here with 2 outs. Easy pitch here for Jaso to handle, but he never follows through on the throw. Kind of short arms that throw, and it just sails right into center field.
Jaso making his first start of the year behind the plate for Seattle. We'll take the count to 2-2 on Scott. Cut and a miss. So Scott out on strikes. That pitch breaking away from him. No runs, a walk with a man left. We're through 7. 4-3 Tampa Bay. We're moving into the 8th inning, and a very big inning it could be. It's Jake McGee all set to go to work with Ichiro due up. Middle part of the order for Seattle. Ichiro had doubled in a run back in the 5th inning. Jake McGee came on in the 6th. Struck out Michael Saunders to end that inning. And the first pitch to Ichiro is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Neiman worked 5 2/3, and now McGee. Jake picks up a strike around the knees. Rays sole possession of first place in the American League East, leading Baltimore by 1 full game. And a ground ball toward the middle to his left. Johnson, and the throw to first just there in time. Elliott Johnson to Carlos Pena, and they keep Suzuki off the bases.
Well, great sense of timing there by Elliott Johnson, getting to this ball, setting his feet, and getting rid of it in a hurry with something on it. Boy, he needed every bit of it, less than half a step there.
Oh, here's Kyle Seager. Seager opened the scoring when he walked to begin the second inning, and eventually was driven home on a ground ball out. Pitch is a strike. One and one to count. Reds have beaten the Cubs in 10, 4-3 in Cincinnati. Strike on the outside edge. Cubs led 3-0 in that game. Ryan Dempster lifted after 8 shutout innings. The Reds tied it, and they win it in the 10th, 4-3. Scott Rowland's sacrifice fly determined the outcome of that game. Seager overpowered by a fastball at 97. 2 gone. Let's check in with Todd.
Text poll question of the day, Dwayne. It's a carryover from yesterday, and that is, which of the teams that is currently with a losing record do you think is the biggest, or with a winning record do you think is the biggest surprise? And that is TB1, the Orioles, TB2, the Indians, TB3, the Nationals, TB4, Dodgers, TB5, Mets. Text your votes to 78979. We'll have those results in our postgame show.
That postgame show will follow our coverage forthwith. And here's John Jaso. First pitch is a strike. Jaso with two base hits. And the pitch is a strike, 0-2.
Jake McGee with a good rhythm and a good fastball working here in his 3rd inning of work. Came in, get that last out of the 6th inning, worked the perfect 7th, now on to the 8th. In nice rhythm. The ball's really exploding out of his hand, and he's spotting it up well.
And it's down a little bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Third. Rodriguez makes his throw to first. 1, 2, 3. It's 7 up, 7 down against McGee. Bottom of the 8th coming, 4-3 Rays. Lead. We head into the bottom of the 8th. Make sure you stay tuned for Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers. We'll break down the day's game from the booth and hear from Joe Madden and Rays players from the clubhouse. Orestes Estrada and Todd Callis will be on the set in center field. It's chock full of information immediately following our game coverage. Rays Live, the postgame. Ben Zobrist will open the 8th inning for the Rays. Ben entered the game defensively in the 7th, so this is his first trip to the plate in this game. Fernando Rodney up in the Rays bullpen. Steve Delabar is throwing in the bullpen down the left field line. And Zobrist bunts. First base side, picked up by Jaso, and the toss over the head of the runner to Smoke to retire Zobrist.
Well, that was not an easy play there by John Jaso, because being a right-handed catcher going up that first base line, he's going to have to throw that ball right into the back of Ben Zobrist as this ball works itself back towards the foul line. He just takes it, little lollipop right over the head. Nice catch there by Smoke.
Nice job by Jake McGee in relief of Jeff Neiman. Will Rhymes takes the pitch for a strike. Fastball. Rhymes 1 for 3. Singled and scored in the 2nd. It's 1-1. Ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball, shortstop. Kawasaki's throw is in time. Elliott Johnson on now.
Yo.
Johnson in the spot originally occupied by Keppinger. A ball, no strikes. Long shot, but well fouled. He was early. Pulled it foul. 1-1. Well, the Rays started the day seeking their first ever 4-game sweep of Seattle. It's fouled. Count is 1-2. In the 9th, Carp, Smoke, and Saunders due up for Seattle. And it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Line drive down to third, caught by Seager. The Rays are up and down 1-2-3. We're headed into the 9th, 4-3 Rays. Game as we go to the ninth. The Rays looking for a sweep. They're 3 outs away from it with Brian Anderson and Todd Callis. Dwayne Stats with you. We also have Laura McKeeman. Orestes Destrada will be joining Todd immediately following on the post game. And you can tune in Saturday after the game for Inside the Rays, Making an Impact. Highlights the community service efforts of the Rays. You get an exclusive look at Joe Madden's Thanksmas, Cut for the Cure, David Price's VIP Party Bowl for Kids. Inside the Rays, Making an Impact. Saturday, 10:30 p.m. on Sun Sports, where Rays fans live. Fernando Rodney will come on now. 2 1/3 for McGee. Now it's Rodney. Neiman worked the front 5 2/3. 14th appearance for Fernando Rodney. 1-0 and 8 of 8 in the save department. After 3 straight appearances, he had last night off. And he faces Mike Karp. And the hard stuff, strike call, the fastball.
That's been the name of the game for Rodney. Pour in the hard fastball and then keep you off balance with that changeup. Pretty standard fare.
And another strike. This one a couple of ticks higher at 95. The chopper to third. Rodriguez had to back up and he can't make the play. Well, he backed up for the hop, and that's going to be an error.
I think he lost that ball on the transfer. He fielded it fine, but as he was taking it out, I don't know if he didn't get a grip on it. The ball's in the glove. Here you go. Ready to make the play. Open. That ball just falls out of his hand.
That's the first error of the game. And that'll be Justin Smoke. Second error of the year charged to Rodriguez. The pitch is a strike on the inside part of the plate.
You know what? Get yourself a little good fastball here, work it down and away, and roll up a double play.
Roller foul off his foot. The count is 2 strikes. Rays tomorrow night open a weekend series against the Oakland A's, and David Price will make the start for the Rays against Tyson Ross. Back over the weekend, Price, Hellickson, and Moore. That's not just the generic Moore. That's Matt Moore we're talking about. Price, Hellickson, and then Matt Moore. So anytime you look at this Rays rotation, you're going to get some outstanding pitching. This one is down. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I thought they had a starter named Much.
Well,
sometimes they do.
Yes, they do. Here's the 1-2. Foul back. Do it again. Fly headed back into center. Jennings is there. 1 away. One on, one out. Here's Michael Saunders. Saunders a couple of strikeouts and a double play ground ball. Pitch is high. 1-0. First, Carp is back in.
One thing that Rodney does, because he's so quick to the plate, actually keeps that running game in check, although there haven't been too many runners against him.
Yeah, that's the best way to keep it in check. You never put him on to begin with. 2-0 the count right now. Saki on deck. Saunders ahead in the count. 2-0. And the pitch is a strike. Fastball. 2-1. Got in on him in a hurry, and it's 2-2. Rays trying to win their 18th game of the year. Number foul outside of third holds the count even at 2 balls 2 strikes. Rays started the day 17-8. The Dodgers over in the National League 17-8, and the Texas Rangers also 17-8. Those teams have the day off. Two. Ground ball second. Rhymes to Johnson 1. Over to first, and the Rays have swept the Seattle Mariners, and they have the best record in the major leagues. It's a 4-3 final as the Rays go to 18-8 on the year. Jeff Neiman's going to get the win, his second of the year. A save for Rodney, his 9th. Millwood, the losing pitcher, he's now 0-3, and the Rays win 4 straight from the Seattle Mariners. Overall now, the Rays have won 5 in a row and 11 of their last 12. They've won their last 9 consecutive games here at Tropicana Field. And they go to 12-1 here at the Trop. They got a home run from Jeff Keppinger to tie it in the second. A 2-run triple from Desmond Jennings to grab the lead. And they made that stand up. At the time, they led 4-2. Seattle scored another run in the 5th to make it 4-3. And the Rays go on to win this game by that 4-3 margin. So the Rays not only alone atop the American League East, but alone in the major leagues with the very best record in the big leagues. Right now, let's go to the field and Todd Callis.
Thanks, Dwayne. Dwayne was just mentioning, Jake, you guys have the best record in all of baseball right now. How does it feel to be on this kind of run as a team?
It feels really good. Everyone's kind of clicking right now. Our offense, pitching, defense, everything's working well right now. So.
Did you know coming in tonight or this afternoon that you might have an extended stay? That was your second longest outing of your career.
Right. I wasn't sure. I had a pretty good idea because there was 7 lefties and 2 switch hitters, so I figured I might pitch more than usual tonight. So.
Your eyes light up a little bit when you see all those lefties on the card?
Yeah, I was like, I'll definitely throw today because I knew JP might not throw, so I knew I was going to be in there for sure today. So.
What was working? Did it seem like you really had good command of the fastball?
I had very good command of the fastball on both sides of the plate. Sometimes it's only one side of the plate, but tonight it was both sides of the plate and threw my slider for a strike when I wanted to. So.
Was it hitting that outside spot too? Was that pretty consistent today?
Yeah, especially at the lefties, I was hitting the outside corner a lot, and the umpire's giving it to me, so I kept going out there. So. What
about this bullpen? Yesterday it was Peralta with 5 outs. Today it's you with 7 outs. It seems like you guys are really on a nice roll right now.
Yeah, everyone's pitching really well. The bullpen getting big outs and big situations, and getting all of our innings in and getting work in. So.
Go enjoy your night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Jake.
Right, thanks, Tom.
Jake McGee, guys, 2 1/3. Back to you.
We follow Jeff Neiman, McGee, and then Rodney to wrap it up. And the Rays are winners 4-3. We'll be back with more in a moment.